So hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to teach you how to find the square root of a number, the square root of the numbers using the prime factorization method. Okay, so three numbers are given here: 729, 4096 and 529, right? So I am going to find the square root of these numbers using the prime factorization method. Okay, prime factorization method means we have to find all the factors of the number, okay, which is 729 here in the first case. So we have to find all the factors of 729 such that all the factors of 729 must be prime numbers. Okay, it means we have to find the divisors of 729 such that all those divisors are prime numbers. Okay, so how we will do that? Now let us look at it. Okay, so the first number 729, right? So first we have to factorize this 729. Okay, so first write like this 729, and now we will only include the prime numbers here. Okay, we will only include the prime numbers because the factorization must be done with prime numbers only. Okay, so now if I look at this number carefully, is this number an even number? No, right? Why? Because if we look the digit in the units place, it is 9 here, and 9 is an odd number. So this entire number, which is 729, this will also be an odd number. So can I divide this by 2? Obviously no, because this is an odd number, right? So now let us try to find the factors of this 729. Okay, so this number is not divisible by 2. 2 is a, by the way, 2 is the smallest prime number. Okay, so we cannot divide this by 2. Now what is the next prime number? The next prime number is 3. Now let us check whether this number, which is 729, is it divisible by 3 or not. Okay, so how do we check that one? To check this, we have to add all the digits first of all. Okay, 7 plus 2 plus 9. So what happens if I add all of these 3 digits? Sorry, 7 plus 2 is 9, and 9 plus 9 is how much? 18. Now I will check whether this 18 is divisible by 3 or not. Obviously this 18 will be divisible by 3 because 18 is equal to how much? 6 into 3, right? 6 into 3 is 18, so this 18 is divisible by 6. So when I add all these digits, and if the sum of all these digits are divisible by 3, then this number 729, it is also divisible by 3. So what will I write here? I will write here 3. Okay, so after writing 3, now I have to find the quotient, right? So how do we find the quotient? First I will look at the single number here. Okay, the digit in the hundreds place, it is 7. So 3 with what number do I multiply so that the number come close to 7? So it is 2, right? What is 3 into 2? It is 6. So 7 minus 6 will be 1, right? So the remainder becomes 1, and 1 and 2 will now give me 12. This is just a simple division. Okay, but I'm not doing the division, I'm doing it here only. Okay, so now it becomes 12. So 3 into how much is close to 12 or equal to 12? We know that 3 into 4, which is equal to 12. So the next question will be 4, right? And what is left now? 9. So 3 into what will give me 9? 3 into 3 will now give me 9. Okay, so now again let us look for the next prime factor here. Okay, so we will look for the next prime factor. Now if I again look at the number, this is an odd number. Why? Because the last digit here is 3, which is odd number. Okay, so this number will not be divisible by 2. Now let us check for 3 again. Okay, so to check for 3, we will add again all the digits. Here there are 3 digits, and now we will add all these digits. Now 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9. And is 9 divisible by 3? Obviously 9 is divisible by 3 because 9 is equal to 3 into 3, right? So this number will also be divisible by 3 now. So I will write here 3. So can I divide 2 with 3 directly? No. Okay, because this 2 is smaller than 3 here. Okay, so I have to take 2 numbers now. 2 and 4 together, it will be 24 now. So 3 into how much will be equal to 24 or near to 24? We know that 3 8 is 24. Okay, so 24 is already done here. So 24 minus 24 will be 0. So there will be no remainder now. So 3 will come alone. Okay, so 3 into what number will be equal to 3? We all know that 3 into 1 is equal to 3, right? Now again we have to look for the next prime factor. Again, if I look carefully, this number, it is an odd number, so it is not divisible by 2. Now let us look for the next prime number, which is 3 again. Alright, so 8 plus 1. To check the divisibility of 3, again we add the digits. Okay, so 8 plus 1, how much will it give me? 8 plus 1 is again 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, right? So we will write here again 3. Now we will find the question when 81 is divided by 3, right? So now 3 into how much is near to 8? 3 2 is 6, right? And the remainder will be 2. and 2 and 1 will now give me 21. So 3 into how much is 21? 3 into 7 will give me 21. Now look at this number 27, right? So the number is now very small. So we know that it is not divisible by 2 because it is an odd number. And is it divisible by 3? Yeah, obviously we know that 3 into 9 is how much? 27. So I will write here 3. Okay, so now this 9 is divisible by 3 again. So 3 into 3 will now give me 9, right? So these are the factors of 729, and all these factors are what? Prime or not? All of these are 3, and what is 3? 3 is a prime number, right? So we are correct. Okay, so now how can I write 729? 729 I can write it as 3 into 3. How many 3's are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 times we have to multiply it. Okay, 3 4 5 and 6. But what is our question? We have to find the square root. Okay, we don't need the prime factors of 729. We need the square root of 729, but we have to use this method. Okay, so that is why we have done the first one. So now we need the answer of square root over 729. Okay, so before going there, let us come to an example. Okay, 4 square. What is 4 square? 4 square means how much? 4 into 4, right? And what is the answer? It was 16. Okay, now when I give a square root to this 16, okay, when I give a square root to this 16, what will be the answer? See, there were 2 4s, right? There were 2 4s, but when I give the square root, how many 4 will come here? Only 1 4 will come here. Okay, so square root of 16 will give me answer 4. Okay, so in this fashion, to go in this fashion, so now let us hook up these numbers in pairs. Okay, and the numbers must be equal. Okay, the paired numbers must be equal. So if I look the first pair, 3 into 3, they are equal, so this forms a pair, and again 3 into 3, this will form a pair, and again this 3 into 3, this will also form a pair. Okay, so when we take the square root of 729, from this pair 1 3 will come here. Okay, so 1 3 will come here. Now give the multiplication symbol, and again from this pair 1 3 will come here. Okay, 1 3 will come here, and again from the last pair 1 3 will come here. Okay, so if I multiply 3 into 3, 9, and 9 3 is how much? 27. So square root of 729 will be 27. So this is your answer. Okay, similarly we can do for this number also. Okay, for question number 2. Okay, this question number 2, I will not be doing it. Okay, I will leave to my viewers to find the square root of this number and then type in the comment. Okay, 4096, the square root of 4096. Okay, now let us try to find the square root of 529. Okay, so write it here, 529, and now we will try to look for what number can be put it here, right? So can I give here 2? No. Why? Because this number is an odd number, because the digit in units place here is 9, right? So it is an odd number, so I cannot use here 2. Can I use here 3? See, I cannot use here 2, so what will I look for? Now I will go for 3, right? So can I put here 3? Let us check. 5 plus 2 is how much? 7, and 7 plus 9 is 16. Is 16 divisible by 3? No, right? So we cannot use 3 also here. Okay, so 3 will also not be divisible, right? So now let us look for the next number, which is 5. Okay, so listen carefully. Okay, everyone, so whenever a number is to be divisible by 5, okay, whenever a number is to be divisible by 5, the digit in the units place, it must always be 0 or 5. Okay, the digit in the units place must always be 0 or 5. But is it 0 or 5 here? No, so it will not be divisible by 5. Okay, and now we have to continue on. See, now I think most of you have started to get bored, right? I have also started to get bored, right? Okay, because if I look for 7, this will also not be divisible by 7. If I look for 11, it will also not be divisible by 11, because those are the prime numbers, right? So what will I do in this particular case? Okay, whenever I get stuck, okay, this number is very small, right? It is just 529. Okay, this is very small. So in place of going checking for next 7, 11, 13 like that, let us do one thing. Okay, so we all must know one thing. Okay, we all must know one thing, which is 24 square and 25 square. Okay, this 24 square and 25 square, these are very much important. Okay, so we must know what the values of 24 square and 25 squares are. We know that 25 square is 625. Okay, if we multiply 25 2 times, it will get 625, and for 24 square it will be 576. Okay, now if I observe the number 529 carefully, this 529 it is very much close to 576, right? It is close to 576. So now give here equal to 529. Okay, 529. Now we must look for the prime number, right? So what is the number which is just below 24? It is 23. And what is 23? Is it a prime number or not? Yes, obviously it is a prime number. Okay, so now let us check what 23 square will give me. It means check and multiply 23 into 23. If you do that, I will not do it here. Okay, if you do that, you will get 529. Okay, you will get 529. See, now is it going? Now it is becoming easy, right? We are not going to 3, 5, 7, 11, and after 11 we will check for 13, and again after 13 we will check for 14 and 15, 16, 17, like that, right? So doing that is a very hectic way. So another alternative method is we must know 24 square and 25 square first of all. Okay, first of all we must know the squares. Now when I look carefully, 529 is just close to 576, which is 24 square. So we will check for 23 square now. What does 23 square gives? It means what does 23 into 23 gives me? And then it will give me 529. So how will I write here? 23 directly. Okay, and this also will be 23. All right. So now 529 I can write it as 23 into 23. But we don't need what 529 is. We need the square root of 529. So what will be the square root of 529? This is a pair, right? And then only one of 23 will come, right? So it will be 23. So the square root of 529 is 23. Thank you everyone.